Great good morning to all. I, Sumit welcome all of you in Magadputri UPSC YouTube channel. My dear friends, today in this video we are going to read, recall and revise the history BPSC optional subject. I am not going to any analysis, any detailed discussion, but I am only going to read as it is the syllabus provided by the BPSC or the Commission. So let us start history section 1. And the candidate who are from the humanities background and those who prefer to take history as an optional subject, they can take it, but before taking or choosing it as an optional subject, you at least go through the syllabus at once a time before choosing it, both section 1 as well as section 2. If you are generating interest, the availability of accessibility of resource material, and there will be many factors which applied before choosing optional subject. So today, first read the history optional subject syllabus. Part 1 or Part A, Section 1, Part A, History of India down to AD 750. Indus civilization, important topic. Origin, extent, characteristics, features, major cities. Trade and contact, causes of decline, survival and continuity. The Vedic age, Vedic literature, geographical areas known to Vedic text, differences and similarities between Indus civilization and Vedic culture, political, social and economic patterns, major religious ideas and rituals. Point number 3, the pre-Maurya religious movement, Jainism, Buddhism and other sects, social and economic conditions, republics and growth of Magadha imperialism. The Maurya Empire, the source, rise, extent and fall of the empire, administration, social and economic conditions, Asoka policy and reform art. The post-Maurya period, 200 BC to 380. The principal dynasties in the northern and the southern India, economy and society, Sanskrit, Prakriti and Tamil, religion, rise of Mahayana and theistic cults, art, Gandhara, Mathura and other schools, contact with the Central Asia, the Gupta age, rise and the fall of the Gupta Empire, the Vatkas and the administration, society, economy, literature, art and religion, contact with the South Asia, post-Gupta period and BC 500 to 750 AD, Buhits and the Maukris, the latter Guptas, Harshvardhana and his times, Chalukyas of the Badami, and the Pallava society, administration and art, the Arab conquest. Generally view of science and technology, education and learning. Now Part B, medieval India, 750 AD to 1200 AD. Now point number 1, political and social conditions of Rajput, their polity and social structure, land structure and its impact on society. Point number 2, trade and commerce, art, religion and philosophy, Shankaracharya, maritime activities, contact with the Arabs, mutual and cultural impact, Rashtrakutas and their role in the history, contribution to the art and culture, the Cholas empire, local self-government, features of the Indian village system, society, economy, art and learning in the south, Indian society on the eve of the Muhammad Ghazni's campaign, Al-Buluni observations. Now India 1200 to 1765. Foundation of the Delhi Sultanate in the northern India, causes and circumstances, its impact on the Indian society, Khilji imperialism, significance and its implications, administrative and the economic regulation and their impact on a state and the people, new orientation of the state policies and administration principle under the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, religious policies and the public work of Firoz Shah, disintegration of the Delhi Sultanate, causes and its effect on the Indian policy and society, nature and character of the state, political ideas and institutions, the agrarian structures and relations, the growth of the urban center, trade and commerce, conditions of artisans and peasants, new craft industry and technology, Indian medicines, the influence of Islam on Indian culture, Muslims' majestic movements, nature and significance of the Bhakti saint, Maharashtra Dharma's role of the Vaishnavi revivalist movement, social and religious significance of the Chaitanya movement, impact of the Hindu society on the Muslim social life, the Vijayanagara Empire, its origin and growth, contribution to art, literature and culture, social economic condition, system of administration, breakup of the Vijayanagara Empire. Now, sources of history, important chronicles, inscriptions, and travelers' accounts, establishment of the Mughal Empire in the northern Indian and political and social condition in Hindustan on the eve of the Babur's inventions, Babur and Humayun's establishment of the Portuguese control in the Indian Ocean and political and economic consequences. Sir, administration, political revenue, and military administration. Expansion of the Mughal Empire under the Akbar, political unification, new concept of monarchy under the Akbar religious political outlook, relation with the non-Muslims. Now, growth of the regional languages and literature during the medieval period, development of art and architectures, political ideas and institutions, nature of the Mughal state, land revenue administration, the Mansabdari and the Jagidari systems, the landed structures and the role of Jamindar's agrarian relation, the military organization, Aurangzeb religious policy, expansion of the Mughal Empire in the Deccan, revolts against the Aurangzeb character and consequences, growth of the urban center, industrial economy, urban and rural, foreign trade and commerce, and the Mughals and the European trading companies. Now, Hindu-Muslim relation trends and of integrations, composite culture of 16th to 18th centuries. Rise of Shivaji, his conflict with the Mughals, administration of the Shivaji, expansion of the Maratha power under the Peshwas of 1707 to 1761, Marathas' political structure under the first three Peshwas, South and the Swadesh Mukhi. Third Battle of the Panipat causes and its effective and emergence of Maratha confederacy, its structure and role, disintegration of the Mughal Empire, emergence of the new regional states. Now, section 2. Modern India, historical forces and factors which lead to the British conquest of India, a special reference to the Bengal, Maharashtra and the Sindh resistance of Indian powers and causes of their failure, evolution of the British paramountcy over the princely state, stages of colonialism and changes in administration structure and policies, revenue, judicial and social and educational and their linkages with the British colonial interest, British economic policies and their impact, commercialization of agriculture, rural and indefinite growth of the agricultural labor, destructions of handicraft industries, drain of wealth, the growth of modern industry and the rise of the capitalist class and activities of the Christian missions. Effort at regeneration of the Indian society, socio-religious movement, social, religious, political, economic areas of the reformers and their vision of the futures, nature and limitations of the 19th century resonance caste movement in general, with a special reference to South Indian and Maharashtra tribal revolts, especially in the central and the eastern India. Now, the civil rebellions, revolts of the 1857, civil rebellions and the present revolt with special reference to Indigo revolts, Deccan riots and the Mappila uprising. The rise and growth of the Indian national movement, social basis of the Indian nationalism policies, programs, the early nationalist and the militant nationalist, militant revolutionary group terrorist. Rise and the growth of communalism, emergence of the Gandhis and the Indian policies, his techniques of mass mobilization, non-corporation, civil disobedience and Quiet India movement, trade union and peasant movement, state on people's movement, rise and growth of the left wing within the Congress, socialist and the communist, British official response to national movement, attitude of the Congress to constitutional changes in 1909 to 1935, Indian National Army, naval minority, and 1946, the partition of India and achievement of freedom. Now, part B, world history, 1500 to 1950. Geographical discoveries, decline of feudalism, beginning of capitalism, resonance and reformation in Europe, the new absolute monarchies, emergence of the nation state, commercial revolution in the Western Europe and mercantilism's growth of parliamentary institution in England, the 30 Years' War, its significance in European history. Now, ascendancies of France, the emergence of scientific view of the world, the age of enlightenment, the American Revolution, its significance, the French Revolution and Napoleonic era of 1789 to 1815, its significance in the world history. The growth of liberalism and democracy in the Western Europe, scientific and technological background to the Industrial Revolution, a stage of the Industrial Revolution in Europe, consolidation of the large nation state, the unification of the Italy, the founding socialist and labor movement in Europe, the German Empire, the American Civil War, the colonizations and imperialism in the Asia and Africa, 19th and 20th centuries, China's and the Western powers. The European powers and the Ottoman Empire of 1815 to 1914, the First World War, the economic and the social impact of the war, and the peace of the Paris 1919, the Russian Revolution of 1917, economies and social reconstructions in the Soviet Union, rise of the national movement in Indonesia, China, and Indochina, the rise and establishment of the communism in India, awakening in the Arab world, struggle for freedom and reform in Egypt, emergence of the mixed modern Turkey, the Kemal Atatürk, and the rise of the Arab nationalisms, world depression of 1929 to 32, India, the New Deal of Franklin D. Roosevelt, and the rise of militarisms in Japan, and the origins and impact of the Second World War. So these are the syllabus of history. Section 2, we have already gone through the history syllabus of section 1 as well. History section 1, history section 2. These are the all syllabus of BPSC history optional subject. So at least there were long syllabus but high scoring subject in BPSC. So before taking history as an optional subject, at least once a time you have to go through the syllabus. So today that's all. Thank you once again. Have a great day. If you're the first time on my channel, then like it, share it, as well as subscribe it. Also press the bell icon. If there were any queries, comment or suggestion, advice, you may comment in the comment box. Thank you once again. Have a great day.